Bippity! My name's Awesomecrunch and welcome back to Subnautica Explained Now. We are here to answer one very simple question. What was the Degasi? Now last episode, guys, I asked for 500 likes to continue this series. You smashed it! We got 800 likes to 4 dislikes, which is possibly the best ratio of a reasonably small video I've ever had on the channel, which is amazing, and it shows me, guys, you're really enjoying this series, and I really enjoy making this series because I learn a ton whilst making these videos, and I love to pass on this information to you guys. So hopefully you'll enjoy this one. This one is extremely interesting, so it's definitely worth to stay till the end if you are interested in the Degasi one slight bit, and you should be, because it's awesome. So, what was the Degasi? The Degasi was a 6-person private Mongolian expedition that crashed onto the planet 4546b after being shot down by the precursor ground-to-air weapon system, almost a decade before the arrival of the Aurora. It lost contact with the Mongolian Empire approximately 18 months after it left colonized space. 3 of the 6 crew members of the Degasi survived the crash. These 3 were Paul Torgal, Bart Torgal, and Margaret Mida, a hired mercenary. Paul Torgal was 79 years old at the time of disappearance, but as he was the primary shareholder in the Torgal Corporation, he was able to afford new organs whenever old ones failed, which meant that his lifespan increased to around 160 years. Bart was aged just 19 and was Paul's son. He had cerebral implants, which were implants in his brain which increased his brain power and ability to learn skills through digit training. He learned how to farm, and he grew most of the food that the survivors lived on. Mida was a mercenary, aged 42. She was hired by Paul to protect the Degasi in case of pirate attacks, as the original plan of the journey was to visit a space station. This obviously never happened. Mida absolutely despised Paul, however, she seemed to like Bart as she kept bringing him specimens to study. They scrapped the Degasi ship in order to construct the bases found on the floater island. After a while at the floater island, the survivors began to run out of resources and a huge rainstorm had destroyed all of their crops. Margaret feared that the entire island would become uninhabitable, so she thought that the safest option for them was to head deep into the ocean. Paul disagreed at first, but after being persuaded by Mida, finally he decided they should head down into the ocean. So from there, they moved to the Jelly Shroom Caves. While staying at this Jelly Shroom sea base, Mida discovered a precursor key. However, the constant pressure of being deep underwater put heavy stress on the sea base. It began to leak. By the time they decided to move on deeper, the base was in a state of disrepair. From here, they moved on to the Deep Grand Reef, and Mida brought the key along with her for Bart to study. There, they built a full-size lab where he could analyse and test on specimens found in the ocean in an attempt to find a cure for the Kara that they had all begun to feel the symptoms of. However, the samples that Mida brought back for Bart were often not of much use, as she'd either severely injured the animal or pumped them full of transfuser serums. One day, Mida somehow defeated a Reaper Leviathan and towed it back to their base on a Cyclops submarine. Paul became furious with Mida and Bart was terrified. Then, another Leviathan came along and destroyed the base. It nearly killed Paul, but likely killed Mida. The last description of Mida given was that she had lodged some jagged metal into the Leviathan's neck and was clinging on as the beast tried to shake her, taking her off into the darkness. Now this is a theory warning for all of you fact lovers, so do not spread this as a fact. Please spread it as a theory. Warning over. Okay, so this is a theory, not fact, simply a speculation. Nothing has been confirmed about this. I've simply been involved in a discussion in which this theory was created. Now, we need to remember the first part of Paul's PDA log where he describes the Leviathan destroying their base. Notice that it says, came out of nowhere, whilst describing the Leviathan. Keep that in mind. So the final PDA log that we get from the Degasi crew is found on the floater island and goes as follows. I messed up. Badly this time. It's been 2 days since what happened. We never should have left this island. I shouldn't have listened to them. We shouldn't have gone so deep. We're not wanted down there. They don't trust us. I knew it and I didn't say. I could see it and they couldn't, and now they're stuck down here and I'm up here alone. I deserve this. Notice that Bart is referring to something unknown. They don't trust us. Who's they? Well, we think that we might have a good idea about who it is. The Warpers. Now remember the quote from Paul describing how it came out of nowhere? It's almost as if it literally did come out of nowhere. The Warpers teleported a Reaper Leviathan right next to their base. This matches the tactic that warpers utilize against the player where they teleport dangerous creatures close to you in order to attack you. Coincidence? I think not. So, that's the theory over. But after escaping to the floater island where Bart made his final PDA log entry, we're not sure what happened to him, so that leaves it open to the imagination. So it's up to you guys to put theories in the comments below. What do you think happened to Bart? Did he die from the Kara? Was he killed by warpers? It's completely open to the imagination. No one knows. We might find out one day. And I kind of hope so, because it's really interesting. So there you go, guys. That's the end of this video. This is probably the most interesting one I've done, in my opinion. I really like the story of the Degasi, and the lore behind them is amazing. And the three characters, Paul, Bart, and Mida, are really, really cool. Mida is a boss, killing Reaper Leviathans by hand, and then shanking it with some jagged metal. That's just amazing. Paul's he's a bit of an old fogey. He's rich, he's kind of a bit cautious, doesn't want to die. I mean, most people don't want to die, but, you know, Paul specifically doesn't want to die. Bart's a very intelligent young man, and that is very important to us here. He is trying to find the cure for the coronavirus, which is something that we will likely have to do as the player in order to finish the game. So it's very, very interesting how it links to us. But anyway, guys, I'll leave this video here. So please remember to help to hit 600 likes on this video for the next one. It's going to be an interesting one, the next one, so keep sticking around. I know you guys are really enjoying this series, and I'm really glad because I love it too. But I'm going to leave it here, guys. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. If you're feeling really generous, subscribe to Crunchy today. But until next one, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ta-ra, my friends.